Broadway, the Great White Way. That's what it was called even before Spider-Man got his webs all over it. You heard that right. Spider-Man was on Broadway. Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark swung its way onto Broadway in 2010, but not without serious, extensive work on the show, and even more serious injuries. Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark premiered and was plagued by a series of technical, financial, and creative issues. What do we even start with? Well, here's the basics. It began previews on November 28, 2010 at the Foxwoods Theater, which is now known as the Lyric Theater. Yes, that Lyric Theater, which currently houses Harry Potter, another very technically challenging show. There were no out-of-town tryouts because of the complicated technical aspects of the show that were specifically designed for the Foxwoods Theater. Turn Off the Dark had webs that actors were flying across the stage on. Reeve Carney, who played Spider-Man, was the one using the rig the most and had plenty of embarrassing incidents live on stage. Imagine this. Spider-Man is above the stage trying to web sling, but instead, he's stuck in a flying harness like he's auditioning for Cirque du Soleil. Every time he tries to make a dramatic entrance, he ends up dangling like a piñata. And while Reeve was never personally injured while in the rig, Chris Tierney, a stuntman, fell 20 to 30 feet while performing an aerial stunt. It was a near-death accident in which he broke multiple vertebrae and ribs and suffered fractures in his elbow, scapula, and skull. The production has been sued multiple times after it closed, with the most recent lawsuit in 2013 coming from the stuntmen who took over for Chris for over $6 million. By the end of previews, Spider-Man, and everyone else in the cast, was on a first-name basis with the paramedics. With a production budget of over $75 million, injured actors, and one of the most complex sets and aerial rigs on a Broadway stage, this show had a famously long preview period, with over 180 before an official opening night on June 14, 2011. The New York State Department of Labor made multiple inspections and ultimately kept delaying previews, and therefore the opening night as well. This long preview period made some critics angry, and they reviewed the incomplete show instead. While opening night reviews were better than the incomplete show reviews, the show was still dragged for its messy score and even a lackluster plot. Bono, who composed some of the score, was quoted saying that he agreed with the New York Times review that said, quote, "Spider-Man is not only the most expensive musical to ever hit Broadway, it may also rank among the worst," end quote. Don't take Bono's word for it, though. Let's go ask the star himself, Spider-Man. I just have a couple questions. Were you in the musical Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark?
Yes, I was. It was awful. Tom Cruise was there. He said, do your own stunts. Do your own stunts. And then I did my own stunt and I ran into a man. I broke two of my bottom right ribs, one of my pinkies. My left arm hasn't felt feeling in years.
Well, let's take a picture with Spider-Man, folks! While it ran for over 1,000 performances, that's really just Broadway's way of saying, it's not us, it's you. 1,000 performances over 8 days a week lasts less than a year. It never recouped its money, and it's a cautionary tale to this day about being overly ambitious about what you can put on a stage. This isn't Hollywood, folks. Well, maybe it is now.